The migration debate is so utterly simplified and so stuck at the moment that is really very annoying, to say the least, and I think not helpful for research.
In December 2016, at the South China Agricultural University, scholars, practitioners, and government officials from across Asia discussed how migration is changing natural resource management and agricultural practices. The conference was a part of the newly launched Migration, Agriculture, and Resilience Initiative for Sustainability, also known as MARIS. The focus of the conference was on the effects of migration on sending communities, the oftentimes rural areas which lose many of their younger residents to cities, both domestic and abroad. From 1990 to 2013, the number of Asian migrants rose by 21 million. In 2013, 58% of Asian migrants were male, and that gender imbalance is widening. This leads to a feminization of agriculture, where women and the elderly are left in charge of the home and the farm without having access to many of the services, institutions, and markets to which men have access. Experts from East, South, and Southeast Asia discuss these issues, along with return migration, knowledge transfer, natural resource management, use of remittances, and land tenancy strategies.
When I first came back here, there was no discussion about migration. And then people started to say, oh, this migration is really impacting the way we conduct businesses in the communities. Now what we are trying to do is to gear that discussion more towards something proactive, which is to sort of integrate migration into development discourse.
So this is a similar trajectory. Migration has never been an issue that's come up with all the discussions we've had with the development initiatives. Migration has emerged as a central feature to explain the analysis that we come up with. It's an explanatory factor, which is how we've now become much more interested in migration. And policymakers are now starting to understand that they actually have to account for migration when they start to think about poverty reduction, natural resource management, and so forth. So this whole notion that what we do in helping policymakers come up with decisions to meet their objectives is to introduce science in a very structured way, and it's to avoid two things. One is for policymakers to avoid values from particular claims that don't correspond with their political agenda at the time, and similarly to exclude scientific facts that are perhaps inconvenient for them at the time. So one of the issues we have to look at now, we're trying to understand, is this non-linearity of migration patterns and trying to build that into that science policy interaction.